Welcome. Hi, everyone, to Five Stars Realty Podcast. Today, we have a special guest. We will be talking about everything that has to do with wealth, credit repair, how to become a businesswoman, how to be a mother in this age right now. And I have the pleasure to welcome with us today the founder of Raposo Global Solutions, Melissa Raposo. Thank you for being here today.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Steph, for having me this morning. Hi, guys. Happy Winning Wednesday.
It's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
Because, today is Wednesday, but we might be airing this somewhere else, like Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday. I don't know. But today, I have a pleasure to be here with you. We're going to talk a little bit about everything. We're going to be relaxed. Okay. So let's start. And for our consumer, for our clients out there, tell me a little bit about yourself. How are you the founder of Raposo Global Solutions with over 10,000 followers on Instagram and social media? And what is Global Solutions?
Thank you. So, guys, my name is Melissa Raposo. I am the founder of Raposo Global Solutions, which was created in the past year, 2025. I've been in the industry for over 6 years right now. I started the business 2 years ago, to be exact. I started taking this wave of community and building a space of awareness to the community about financial literacy because, like anyone else, I was a victim of bad credit. I started with a 520 credit score after having a bankruptcy, a car repossessed voluntarily. I saw myself and I said, you know what? It was like a reality check, guys, like literally. At 35, I wanted to buy my first home and I didn't know what to do and where to start. And going through all this process, because of not having the information in my possession, I was introduced to a platform that helped me understand what is finances, how it works, what is credit overall. Because if you guys can agree with me,
Nobody knows what
Nobody
credit
knows.
is.
no, and people just make bad decisions. So fast forward, it's been 3 years since I bought my first investment property. I was able to restore and build my credit in 6 months, got it up to the 600, 680, kept working and learning about finances. And here I am teaching others how to just do the same.
I like that story because a lot of people resonate with that. And a lot of people struggle in how do I get it from 500 to 8 to 7? How do I buy a house? A lot of people don't even know the basics. So I know that in 2024, you became a certified wealth educator. So tell me, what is a certified wealth educator and how did you come about that?
So with our company, I started seeing that we needed to get the information out. And part of the requisite for becoming a financial advisor, which is something more sophisticated, the company came out with this certification, becoming a wealth educator. And that gives me understanding of all the rules and regulations, compliance when it comes to the credit restoration process, anything that has to do with telemarketing and understanding the overall information that the community needs. And I saw a lack of that information in our community. And I am in the mission to help my community, my Latin community, understand what is credit, how is built, and putting them in position to build wealth in 2026.
Question, talking about Latin community. When I think about like my mom, my stepmom, my parents overall, family, friends, do you think there's like a mishap, like a miscommunication when it comes to credit? Do you think why aren't we like knowledgeable about that?
Honestly speaking, my opinion has always been that the lack of information within our families, they were brought up in a different era. They grew up knowing they had to work 9 to 5, and if you don't work, you don't eat. And honestly, it's a mindset thing. And thank God I'm the one that, they say when something runs in your family, it ran into me and that's where it stopped. That's it. Because I want to change that, shift that generation to my children and help them understand that building wealth and understanding financial topics are very important, and the education part. And for those out there, our parents weren't taught none of this. And to this day, as crazy as it is, I am grateful that I was able to bring on board my mother after all these years, after I went through the burden, and she's learned a lot with me, and she understands now. And to shift that mindset, you have to be ready and willing to shift those kind of things.
I really do like everything you've said, especially because our society or our Hispanic kind of like community aren't really thinking about credit or wealth. I see a lot of people with like savings accounts turned over. And I see a lot of people with just like basic savings and they don't know anything. Do you think it's something that our community or Latin, Hispanic culture should have like knowledge or school or classes about this?
Well, there's many ways. And one thing I've learned, money is going to be there. But if you could leverage what's credit and understanding how to use OPM, other people's money, to create wealth through 3 different ways of building wealth in the U.S. is insurance, investing in insurance, investing in stocks, and my favorite, investing in real estate.
For like insurance purposes, I always told my mom, I'm like, Mommy, you need to buy like either life insurance or anything because you can use it through your life. And then real estate is very important. I had a question yesterday. Somebody told me, what's the reason people buy real estate? And somebody answered, well, to have a home, pay it off. And I'm like, no, for the equity.
The equity, building passive income. And honestly, 2026 has been something that enlightened me to understand I want everyone in my circle to win. Everyone should have a home. Everyone should have some passive income producing assets, because that 9 to 5 is not cutting it. I'm sorry, guys, but no shame on y'all. But I come from 9 to 5, and it took me a minute to understand. Working in a company for over 10 years, then I realized I'm gonna be here 10, 20, 15 years plus. Doing what? And not creating some type of income that will offset while I could work on something else. The rich people, this is how the wealthy people get wealthy. They create different streams of income. It should be 9 to 10 streams of income. When one fails, they're already working on to supplement that other one. Why? To have one thing that stands out for me. And that's one thing I learned about money. I don't care about the money anymore. I want time freedom. The opportunity to get up and bills are getting paid. My business is flowing. Passive income is coming in. But now I have time freedom to what? To spend more time quality time with my children.
So how do you build wealth?
How do I build wealth?
Let's start
started
with
the
that.
smart way. And I remember in the process of buying my first home, clearly I wanted a single family home. But my loan officer, kudos to you, Mike, Mike told me, listen, Mel, you're in position to get approved for a multifamily. Why not? Multifamily can produce income for you. It pays itself and gives you more time freedom to do what you have to do. So right there, I have a multifamily which pays itself. I have extra income. Now I can focus on building my business and my brand. I don't have to worry about that. The biggest bill on a monthly basis is that rent.
So question with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
You bought a multifamily.
Yes.
The second home.
So now I'm working on that. That's a work in progress. That's on my radar. Ideally, my retirement goal is to retire at least with 10 properties in my portfolio.
Okay.
Of that nature. and I got to retire before 55. Not on Uncle Sam's time, Papa.
I always say I want to retire at 52. I want to be
I
out
would
and about.
But the luxury and the beauty of what we do when you start building wealth through passive income, through having assets that can produce on a monthly basis revenue for you, you could be out and about and still work your business.
I agree. Are you focused in Connecticut?
Oh, no, we're nationwide.
Nationwide?
Nationwide, Papa.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You can save a budget. It's fine. You know, it's real. This is what we do. It's live. Like, you make yourself comfortable. So you take people then from Puerto Rico calling you. You take people from Florida, anything.
Yes.
What type, but again, not putting it in a little square, but really what type of people do you see the most struggling with credit or building their wealth?
I see a lot of people that are going through financial burden. And one thing I want to emphasize is we work with families to understand how money works. Credit repair by itself does not work. Credit restoration, there's a bigger picture when it comes to your financial health. Learning how to budget is a big thing. Learning how to save. A lot of people are in a burden with a lot of debt. So people need to learn how to separate those things and learn how to, if you know the 50, 30, 20 rule, you maximize that, you will understand how life works. When it comes to the workforce, if you work 40 hours a week for 40 years of your life, you got to make sure you're putting your time out there, and that weekly check, you could divide it by 50%. If you learn how to live with 50% of your income, that extra 50% you could put it to good use, either for investment or leisure. And in the long run, with small changes small habits can actually go into big changes.
So that 50, 30, 20 rule, 50 is for debt, for your payments.
So 50%.
Yes.
The 50, 30, 20 rule goes like this. 50% of your income goes for your bills, the essentials, your food, groceries, etc. 30% can go for leisure, hobbies. You got to buy the kids a new pair of sneakers, mom, light bulb on board. And the 20% for savings, for an investment. But what I do, I flip it. I flip the 30 and I try to work with my 20% to do other things. That 30%, I'd rather put it in investment. Small habits can give you big changes in the future.
So how old? I know you're a mother. How old are your kids?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me my age.
No, please. No, women never tell.
We don't tell. I have a 21-year-old. He was my initial drive. And from my second marriage, I have an 8-year-old.
Okay.
Young lady named Zoe. She's my BFF, my business partner.
I know.
My partner in crime.
And I say I know because, I stalked her.
You stalked me, girl.
Your social media. But it's
God.
because I need to learn for this. But you're 21-year-old.
Yes.
College?
He's in school.
Okay, awesome. Do you teach him about the 50, 30, 20, the finance, the wealth?
Definitely. But this time of age, these kids, well, help me, Lord. These kids don't learn, but I have taught him everything. I helped him with his credit, build his credit. He didn't pay attention to mom. I had to pull his ear, but he's working on that. I'm building it back up.
Because what we were saying about like Hispanic Latin homes, that they don't know about credit or building wealth. I feel like now that we have this knowledge, it's very important to pass it on to our kids.
Definitely. What I've been working on a lot, and I've connected with nonprofit organizations in the area. where I come on board. We have what is called the Youth Financial Literacy Program. It's a nonprofit organization attached to our company, which gives us, the wealth educators, the ability to bring financial education to the schools and to the community, to these centers.
Yeah.
And in the summer, I did a money management program for the kids. And ideally, if I can, and this is my thing, I always said, if I can change perspective of financial literacy in a household, at least with one kid, teaching them how to budget, teaching them how money works, teaching them what's credit, at least one kid at a time, I think my job is done here. So I'm big on that.
No,
We got to start with the kids.
Yeah.
Because those kids now, they learn from our program, and now they're able to go and speak to their mom at home and tell them, listen, I learned from Miss Melissa about the 50-30-20.
Yeah.
The budgeting system.
I that's something that really hits home. I was banking, and we had to do a lot of business like literacy.
Yeah.
I was in a program, we went to like the community halls and everything, and we did chats, and it was more for this like minority community and everything. So it
Yes.
really did hit home. And I got the chance to actually go to schools, elementary schools, and teach little kids
Doesn't it
about
feel
finance.
good?
It does. It does.
I love what I that
It
was one of the
does.
things, like I even got goosebumps thinking about it. It really hit home because it made me understand. I'm like, oh my God, this platform has opened up
so much.
so much, like a fire in me that I didn't even know I had that in me myself. And that's why I connect with the community. I connect with moms that understand. I know what you've been through. I know what you're going through. You're not alone. You're not alone. If I did it, you can do it too.
I agree. No, I agree. I think it just takes a really special person to want to get out there and change the community and change everything. So let's talk a little bit about like 2026. What do you think the wealth, like people, what are you actually like telling people about building wealth in 2026?
So right this moment, I am working with the community, my immediate network, to bring out more information, more awareness, and having goal settings of what they want for this year. What is it they're doing with their time? Time is a valuable asset. And when I sit down with let's say my initial client, I touch their pain points to see what is it that they need, what is it that needs to change in their household. Why did you come to me? Why you thought this is where something you need to change? How serious are you? How driven? So those are little things I sit down with clients on a one-on-one basis, the team, the community. I tell them 2026 should be a year of change. We have to be done playing small. We have to look at the bigger picture. We have to change and shift that 1% of ownership in the U.S. It's only us. So we have to change that, shift that, and I want to be like, get more people, that percentage up at least to 10%, 10 to 15% of Latin and brown community should be owning real estate in 2026.
Do you think changing mindset is difficult?
It is, but not impossible. When you actually pinpoint people's weaknesses and understanding where they're coming from and painting their picture 2, 5, 10, 15 years from now where they can see themselves if they actually make a change, then they understand, it's everything. They have to want it. They have to want it. In my country, they say, ¿cómo que se dice el dicho? Tú puedes cambiar tú puedes llevar el burro a beber agua.
But you can't, I think you can't make him drink out of it or
Yeah.
something like that.
Sometimes you can't. Tú puedes llevar, you could take the donkey or the horse to go sip water in the river.
But you can't force him.
You can't force him. And that's what we're living in right now until the people realize the real reality of what's going on and actually want to change. Because if they don't want to change, what much can you do?
No, you can't twist somebody's arm.
No, you cannot.
Do you think real estate is where people build their wealth?
Well, there's many other ways. There's many other ways. Through insurance, through stocks, investing in commercial and businesses. I mean, there's many ways.
I agree. I agree. Would the first step of somebody after, let's say, they built their credit, they fixed everything they had to do, or at least got it somewhere, is buy that first home?
Oh, the smart way to go is always to go through an investment property because that's going to leverage you and position you to grow.
I agree.
Definitely. And building equity for the next home, just rinse and repeat.
Yes, really, multiple times. She wants to do it 10 times.
10 times.
She wants 10 properties.
Quote me on that.
Yes.
We'll talk in 10 years.
In 10 years. So I have a question right here. How did becoming a mother change the way you look at money and wealth?
Well, after being a mom, you're more, now you know you have to feed someone. So you have a responsibility under your radar. Like as a mom, and before becoming a mom, I splurged a lot. I spent so much money. I just did whatever I wanted. And after being a mom has given me the understanding, I got to think about that first before I spend that dollar.
You need to learn how to budget. You need to learn how to do stuff. Like my mom always used to say, and this is the question.
Okay, I think that's where I'm like.
No, my mom always used to say, I need to make sure you're good for when I'm not here.
Definitely. So one thing now that
we brought it back.
So the way I see money, and after having children, and like I said before, I hit rock bottom at one point where I didn't know what to do. And I said, what am I doing? I was 35. I said, what am I doing with my life? My kids are here. And what I have to show for? I worked all these years since I was 15. And that's when I said, and I told my partner, I don't care what anyone says. And I had a lot of people telling me, oh, don't force yourself to close on a home. Because when you're in the home buying process and you don't know much.
Oh, so stressful.
It was stressful because I had a lot of people in my head telling me, oh, it's not going to work. People putting me down.
Negativity is the worst. When you invite negativity in, it just comes in buckets.
And no, yo solo dejé a Dios. Mighty God was there always on my side. And I said, I'm going to do it.
Yep.
And putting myself in position now, the gratitude that I have of having a place for my children to lay their head in my absence, God forbid, but that's something I'm passing on to them. Eventually, they'll learn they have somewhere to do and build from that in the future. So leaving this world, I would say, hey, my job was done the right way.
What do you tell, I know you're married and everything, but what do you tell with single moms out there that want to show this to their kids and they can't really do the 50-30-20?
Well, that's when they have to shift their mindset. What are they doing wrong when it comes to, well, not doing wrong. If they're working your regular job, maybe you have to start adding some type of income. Find a hobby. I tell a lot of my clients that when they're moms and hey, I don't know, I'm trying to make ends meet, but I don't know what to do. Well, life is getting more expensive, so you need to start shifting, creating something that in your absence, you can have some passive income. There's many ways nowadays. If you like, I ask them if you like to do cooking or you have a trait you like to do. See a lot of girls do decorations, cleaning, and start having your own little side business, selling jewelry, anything that can supplement the income while you keep working, do what you do.
Right.
And eventually that supplementing income can grow and you can let go of that 9 to 5 and focus on building other ways.
So while we're talking about supplementing, doing other stuff other than your like 9 to 5, wouldn't you agree? And I'm taking it a little like detour. Wouldn't you agree that then possibly like social media can help in that aspect?
Well, social media nowadays, the social media platforms have many ways to produce income producing, but it's not guaranteed. There's other people in the sideline that don't even have social media and they are producing. It doesn't have nothing to do with social media.
You have 10,000 followers,
Girl, that was not that was a lot of work.
but you're producing, you're making it, you're putting right your life somewhat out there, but your work as well. People recognize it. You follow, right? It is a lot of work. Getting 1,000 followers is a lot of work. But then how do you do it? How do you become a businesswoman and everything doing that?
So officially, when it comes to that building my brand I worked on, it took me a while to build up to 10,000. But when you give what the people want to hear and you actually hear the community of things they want to listen to, tips, they identify with what's going on with their own life. So putting out valuable content is very crucial for your social media to grow. Unlike other people are using social media for other things, there are people that go to social media just to educate themselves.
We're having a conversation about wealth, about credit scores, about just Latin Hispanic family looking to grow, looking for that American dream, right? So you give them the tools. You might be a little nervous, but you still give them tools and you know how to best do it. So this is basically the conversation and how wonderful you've been, right? And
Yes.
at the moment where you've gotten here. And it's taken a lot of work. Or am I?
Definitely. No, you're definitely right. You're definitely right. When it comes to what I provide to my community and individually, I curate a strategy for each individual person that I come across based on their needs. I come across people that have small stuff, and I have a lot of people that have a lot of stuff. So we have to sit down, create a plan of action. What are your end goals? Where do you see yourself? Do we have a time frame? Things of that nature. I'm very big on organizing that picture for them and giving them a solution moving forward. And I do it on a one-on-one basis, and I'm very big on like that retention where I actually follow up with the clients every other day, every other week, plug them in. Hey, what's up? Did you make that payment? We have this. You know what I'm saying? We have a system in place that works, but sometimes people kind of get sidetracked. So you have to always hold them accountable in order for them to, do you remember this is what you want in 6 months? So let's get to work. So I'm very big on that and bringing them.
I think that's very important, especially accountability, because sometimes we need it. Sometimes it's difficult. We have so many things in play, and it's good to have somebody like backing you up. Like,
Yeah.
remember, in 6 months, you want to be ready to like
I'm
buy
the
a car.
boogeyman. Just joking.
I can imagine your call. They call me. Oh no, Melissa, let me hang up. I don't want to get this call. And Melissa's texting me. Oh, I know you're like not picking up on. What do you have an example, or do you have something that's impacted you, like an experience that you had with a client, or something that you said like made you feel good at the end?
Oh, these success stories. These past couple months have been a ton of success stories where I have clients that just recently enrolled for 2 months and they're like maybe in their second rounds of dispute and they're ready. I have a client this week closing on clear to close on her home. She just started with us like about 3 months ago and she followed everything I told her. Do this, get a secure credit card, make automatic payments, And she followed the script, and here she is. My loan officer called me this week and said, hey, he's clear to close. So ideally, if you follow the plan and action and you let yourself be driven and understood step by step what you need to do to work yourself up to that point, then you'll start seeing more results. But some people don't pay attention. Some people just want to do their own thing. And that's what got them in their pickle.
And
in
the first time.
the first time. So, yes. And one thing I want to emphasize, our platform is an educational platform. And it's not an overnight fix. It's not a quick fix. You come across a lot of stuff. You didn't take overnight to do all that mess. So it takes time and discipline. And I only work with people that really want it. When I see someone that doesn't want to take this seriously, you're not in my radar. I don't have time to waste. I'm really about business.
If you're busy, you're busy, and nobody should be wasting anybody's time, first of all. But it does happen.
It does happen a lot.
So now that we're talking about that, I had a second question, please. If you had to start over today with bad credit, what would be the 3 first moves you do? The three things.
I'm going to go head on and create my dispute letters and send them out to the credit bureaus and start working again. I'll do it all over again.
Just like that?
Just like that.
I would have said contact Melissa. But again, the second...
Oh, yeah, call me. But definitely, I will do it all over again. It's not, this time around, it's not that hard, guys. I remember when I started the process, I was so scared. I didn't know what to do.
I was going to tell you, the fear, I think, crumbles a lot of people.
Yes, fear really paralyzes a lot of people. And after it was done, I'm like, okay, this is it. Now, and y'all could quote me on this, but I don't have the perfect credit. And let's get right into this one. Before, I used to have a lot of debt, bad credit. But it was bad debt. It was anchoring me down. It was nothing good. Now I have a lot. I got 10 times the debt from before. And look at my worried face.
Because there's something called good debt.
Good debt. Yes, definitely. Now that I have that good debt, I'm not even fear about it. I remember seeing one of my friend's husband, and we were like talking at his house, and he said, "Oh, I gotta pay my mortgage." That was before I bought the house, and I took a glance that his mortgage was like $600,000. I'm like, oh my God, person that owes $600,000, I got the jitters. But look at me now. Now I look at mine. I have over $700,000-$800,000 worth of debt that I look at, and I said, okay, it's gonna get paid. It's gonna be taken care of.
At some point.
It's taken care of because now I have income producing activity. And I have,
but the wealthy have so much debt. It's that, but that's how they become wealthy, because it's good debt.
It's good debt, exactly.
It's good debt. Anybody that tells you, "Oh, I don't have no debt," I'm like, okay, well, you don't have credit history, you don't have nothing. Then
hey, tell me, let's talk about that one. I come across a lot of clients with that situation. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want a credit card. I don't need a credit card. I don't want it. I'm like, it's crucial. In order to build credit history here in the U.S., you need to start having trade lines, credit cards. There are rent reporting apps. There are self-lending and all these other apps that can actually help you build credit in the scenario. If you're looking forward to finesse and work with other people's money, if you're in the fix and flip industry, if you're in the investment industry, and you come from way down and you don't got the capital for that, eventually you want to start working on using your credit. Eventually, that's what's going to put you on the map.
But I know of a lot of people. I've known a lot of people that have no debt, have nothing. They pay everything in cash with their debit card. But when it comes down to like buy a home or something, you don't have the history.
You don't have the history. Nope.
So I'm not going to lend to you.
And that's how the credit bureaus and the lenders and the banks, they see you. You have to build that history. And there's like those 5 factors that influence the credit score. One of them is 30% of your credit score is the utilization.
Correct.
35% is the late payments. Then you have all 15 and 10 and 10%. But it's crucial to have a mix of credit. When you have a mix of credit, you're more feasible to get a loan from a bank.
No, I agree.
And
But we're nearing the end. I want to ask you one last question.
one,
No, many, many,
I
many.
thought you
many.
had more for me.
No, we've had a great conversation.
We did.
But
I almost.
what is a myth or something talking about wealth, credit that you can tell client, customer, somebody viewing you right now? I know I might take you off about like what's
No.
a myth.
No,
But-
I do that.
Okay.
A myth that people have is paying down their collections is going to help their credit score. Don't get it from me, but quote me on that. But when you in the position and you owe money to a collection company, just get into the habit of understanding when they close your accounts and they sell it to collections, you did not do business with the collection company.
Correct.
That debt is still there. It's if you want to be a good Samaritan and that's your judicial responsibility and you want to pay down your debt, go ahead, knock yourself off. But that's money you're throwing away. Let's invest that money in working on cleaning your credit report, cleaning those negative items on your report, starting from the ground up now, because what's the point? Paying $1,000 to a collection company that the bank's already sold.
So basically, don't look to the past. Make a plan and look to the future.
Amen.
That's the way. So I want to thank you today for being here. The last thing I'm going to ask of you is, if you don't know it out of the top of your head, just give your number, give whatever you're comfortable. But where can the consumer, the clients find you?
So, guys, I am out of Waterbury, Connecticut.
Instagram or Facebook.
Or Instagram. My office address is 720 Walcott Street, suite number 3, 06705, Waterbury, Connecticut. And you guys could follow me on Instagram as Melissa Raposo _ And I also have my business page, which is Raposo Global Solutions.
Everything is going to be in the bottom of the page for her. So don't worry about that. And I want to thank everybody for watching today. We learned a lot about credits. We learned about building wealth and how becoming a mother in 2026 has impacted Melissa. I want to thank you again today.
Thank you for having me, guys. I am very honored to be here.
No, thank you for being here today. And please hit a like, follow, subscribe, and see you next time.